Episode 9 is set to introduce many different twists and turns as well as surprises by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing I will say that I am really looking forward to seeing in this movie is exactly how J.J. Abrams is going to utilize all of the different surprises coming our way in this movie that's going to change our view on the Skywalker saga and the sequel trilogy itself entirely. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with Rey and Rey's father. Specifically, a description of Rey sitting in front of a campfire with a large tent behind her on a desert world. It's described to be a location that Rey is familiar with in a strange way. It's said that Rey made a discovery in a tent on the desert world that is considered to be a secret from Rey's father. It's described that Rey finds the book of the Church of the Force, which is said to contain much Jedi knowledge before Order 66 and after the Jedi Purge. It's also said that many sections of the book were written by her father. The next goes over Rey coming across a page that consists of a diagram of a lightsaber hilt that appears to be an instructional piece on how to repair and build saber designs. The last goes over Rey finding a map inside that is said to have been developed by her father that leads to a large tower on a desert world that is said to contain many Jedi and Sith relics. It's implied that Rey is on the planet Jakku and that she will use the book written by her father to complete a specific task. So I want to go over the last piece that really does interest me a lot and how it does connect to the books and the novels. Now, I believe that that large tower that actually has a map inside of the book that leads to that location is indeed the Jakku Observatory. If you guys have read Empire's End or Aftermath, whatever have you, you do learn about the Jakku Observatory. Now, the Jakku Observatory is a location in which there's a lot of Sith relics and artifacts, as well as some Jedi knowledge stored in there by Emperor Palpatine. But more importantly here, what's really intriguing is how Rey comes across this book called the Book of the Church of the Force that was actually kept a big secret by her own father on the planet Jakku, most likely here. Now, we do know that the Church of the Force is going to be referenced numerous times in this movie in order to really connect it to the Force Awakens novelization. In the Force Awakens, we do learn a little bit about the Church of the Force here and there, as well as in other forms of the Disney canon of the Star Wars franchise. So Rey's father, like John Williams has said before in the past on a podcast, he even said himself that he really does believe that there is more to the story here than what we are being told currently by Rian Johnson. He doesn't believe that Rey's parents are nobodies. Now, Rey's parents may be somewhat special in this whole story of Episode 9. However, I think the bigger picture is her grandparents, exactly who they are. Now, is there a possibility that her mother and father just adopted Rey? That's another big possibility for sure as well. That's just one thing to think about. Now, the next thing that I do want to go over is how the Book of the Church of the Force, written by Rey's father, mostly at least, contains much Jedi knowledge of the Jedi Purge and the events of the Jedi Order before the actual Order 66 happened by Emperor Palpatine in Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So you can see what J.J. Abrams is trying to do here. He's trying to really put Rey in a position where she finds something that once belonged to her father that's going to bring her on a specific path in this movie in order to complete a certain task. Now, the next one that I do want to go over is how this book is said to contain instructional pieces, instructional diagrams of lightsaber hilt designs that is actually showing Rey how to repair and build certain hilts. Now, could this very well be used for Rey in order to redevelop, in order to reforge the Anakin Skywalker lightsaber so that she can actually use it during the events of this movie? We do know that the Skywalker lightsaber is coming back in Episode 9. It's going to have a slightly different design to it, and it's going to be somewhat of a different design overall that's actually going to be able for Disney and Lucasfilm to sell new toys. So you could see what they're trying to do with that as well. So, like I say, guys, I 100% believe that this is Jakku, since it is indeed referenced to be Rey's father, and how it's a secret of the Book of the Church of the Force, containing much Jedi knowledge, a map to what is most likely the Jakku Observatory, containing much Jedi lore and Sith and, artifacts and relics and whatnot. you could really see what J.J. Abrams is trying to do with Jedi and Sith lore. There's really two sides of it. We have the Lost City, and then we have the whole entire Rey's mission on whatever desert world this really is. Whether it's Jakku or Tatooine, we're not quite sure. Now, I believe that there is going to be a lot of, questions that will be answered in this movie, especially the burning questions that will be answered in The Force Awakens. I believe are going to shock the audience entirely. So with that being said, what do you think about Rey's father in Episode 9? Where do you really think that this is going? Is he really dead? Is he still alive? Are they going to pull something like from Tomb Raider? I don't know if you guys saw the new movie, but the new Tomb Raider film, basically, Lara Croft thinks her father, is still alive out there, maybe, possibly, and she goes for him. Maybe this is Rey trying to find her father, perhaps, something similar like that. I'm not quite sure. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this whole entire thing here, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.